Hello everybody and welcome back to Purbeck. It's now June and we're going to be very busy drilling the cover crop, well the worker is. I'm going to be busy doing the mowing because we need to get lots of hay in. We've actually run out of, well there's one bale on the road, which it shouldn't be, but there is one bale on the road. That is our final bale of hay and then we're completely out of it, so we do need to get lots more. As you can see, we're doing fine for silage. Well, we're actually doing really fine for silage because not only do we have these bales, but we have 2 pits of silage over there. And we're also doing fine for straw. So it is just hay. We need to really focus on making hay. But first things first, let's get the class tractor attached to that drill over there so that the worker can hopefully do the cover crop. There isn't really any rush for this field because the cover crop only takes 1 month to grow. And it won't actually be drilled properly with the winter crop until September, October time. So yeah, lots and lots of time for things to grow over there. Because it was grass initially, we should get 50% fertiliser, and of course the cover crop itself is the remaining 50%, so that'll be 100%. Right, let's just fill that up to the top, although it barely uses any seed. This will be a good test actually. Yeah, it's set to oilseed radish. I will keep going this way actually. So a full seeder is 1600 litres. We'll see exactly how much it has when it finishes the field. I have put the markings out. I can't guarantee it's going to work because it hasn't been fully cultivated, but I can try. I can hope for the best. If it doesn't work, then yeah, we're going to be cultivating it first. It would be a shame because it would take much longer, but it's not the end of the world. As you can see, we still have grass over the majority of the field. It is just the headland which has been cultivated. Now I will, regardless of the situation, I'm still going to have to go around the headland first because it's probably going to get confused and start going round into the hedge, or even it might even go into the neighbouring field, which it's done before, which was really annoying. So we don't want that again. Anyway, yes, let's just go with this. That seems to be working fine. And we will do a lap or two. I wonder if it will use even half a drill. I wouldn't be surprised if it only uses quarter. Because as I've already established, cover crops really are worth it. Really cheap fertiliser. And they don't even take up much time. It still used less than 100 litres, only 6%. So yeah, we're pretty much ready once I've just gone across here to put it on a worker. It's not going to do the entire field, I don't think. It's going to get a little bit confused in a few areas, so I will likely have to finish it off, but at least it'll be able to do the majority whilst I'm busy mowing. And once these fields have been mowed and cleared, we'll have to get some digestate or slurry onto them. We probably actually have some slurry to deliver to the BGA. And we'll soon have an awful lot of silage to deliver to the BGA. Right, so I'm going to press worker here. It's going to follow this line. That's going to make it much better. So hopefully it chooses to go to the right of us and not to the left of us. If it goes to the left, it doesn't matter. But yes, it means I'll have to intervene later on. So we'll come back to that later and see how it's doing. For now, we need to be in the John Deere. And I think really the field which I'm going to go for is this one here. Although I've never done 57, I never have done it. That one is fertilised fully. That one is partially fertilised. That one has nothing. The reason why this one is going to have another crop in it somewhere, just there, is because of that nightmare. The worker was drilling oilseed radish, so it has a bit of oilseed radish in it. But it's fine. We will get it tidied up next time we have the drill in that direction. And the cows now have almost 14,000 litres of milk. So probably in an episode or two, we'll be buying the modded milk tanker, and we'll be able to get all that sold to bring in lots of money. Stick the beacons on. Actually, it's quite a big bit of cover crop there. Well, we'll be able to sort it later. Oh, it's still muddy. Mud! Lots of mud. I still don't know how you even get into 57. How do you get into 57? It must be from the other side completely. It must be... No, it must be here somewhere, mustn't it? Oh, no, there's a gate right there. That helps. Very useful. So yeah, we'll do... we will do this one. Hopefully we'll do both. Good view of Corfe Castle from here. The main reason for wanting to do 57 is because it isn't fertilised. It means we can clear it, and then we can fertilise it. We can start the fertilisation process. Okay. Switch off the indicator. Little bit of a hedge sticking out there. So in the past I have avoided this field because it looks uneven, but actually I think it's only from a distance that it looks uneven. It's got a big dip in it, but it's a pretty smooth dip. So that really shouldn't cause us any problems. We can turn the beacons off too. It would be nice to have a front mower. I don't think I have a front mower. Of course, it'd be foolish of me not to check. No. Probably should have rented one because it would have made this job much easier. But it is surprising, when you actually get going with this one, it does soon get through the field. It doesn't take that long. So I'm going to do this field first, and then we can see where we stand. We'll check up on the drill, and hopefully we can also cut the other field. There we go, absolutely flying over it. So that is going to be one of two hay fields, and the two of them together should produce quite a lot of hay. Obviously the other one's going to produce way more because it is just so much more fertilised. Whoops. Let's just get that. There we go. And already the wildlife is moving in. So that can now start to dry whilst we are doing this field. But let's just go and quickly check up on the drill. Oh, it is doing a good job. Look at that. Can't really see too many trees. But it has absolutely flown over this, and it did go the side I wanted it to. So it looks like we'll probably just have to do this piece over here later. But that is very promising. I'll have to make sure it doesn't just keep going. I don't think it will do though, because it's going to see our line. So, yep, it should stop at a natural finishing point. Now for the field with a fairly high yield. Oh, and some oilseed radish, which we can't do anything about at this stage. Yeah, that looks much thicker. Looks like there's way more grass coming off it. Brilliant. It's not a bad sized field. I think it is a bit smaller than 57. It's thinner, it's a narrower field. Possibly a little bit longer. But yeah, overall I'd say it's a smaller area. So that oilseed radish is just going to stay where it is. Which is fine, it doesn't matter for now. So I'll do the same thing. Cut this field, and we can return the mower and eventually return back to the fields again with a tether. That is good timing. The worker is just finished, and we're just finishing here. Just a tiny bit left to do. It hasn't taken long, and looking back, yeah, we didn't need a front mower at all. It would have increased the speed that we did this at, but yeah, it's only been about 15 minutes maximum. And there we go. The fully fertilised field is done. So we'll leave field number 59 for now. That can be cut again later in the year. We might be cutting this again later in the year. But that's the nice thing. We have so many grass fields that we don't actually need to cut them more than once. Which is why I think there's another one over here. Yes, 45. Which should be cultivated up. That has... I don't think it's ever been cut. I've never even touched it. We just have time for it, we don't need it. I think with these 3 grass fields here, that is all the grass we'll ever need. So that is going to be another good job to do. Cultivating 45, or just direct drilling it. Yeah, if we direct drill it with a cover crop just like we've done, then we'll get 100% fertiliser. So that'd be great. Anyway, back to the farm and then over to the other field to finish the cover crop drilling. I will just stop off at 45 so we can have a look at it. It is the next one on the left. So this one just here. Whoops. Yeah, you might look at it and think, oh, you should cut it first and get a good cut off it. That would be wise. Yes, that would be wise. Just wondering if we were to empty, because we're going to have enough hay by the end of all this. If we were to empty the other silage pit, the one which has a small amount left in it, then we could actually start to fill that up again. We could potentially, if we sell enough milk and silage, we could potentially buy the forager outright. And then we could mow it. That would be good. That would be very good. So there is my tedder. We're also going to need the windrower, so we don't want to be blocking anything in. Let's just squeeze this mower in between. There we go. I'll get the tedder attached. And we'll switch off the engine. Because we must do... I'm always pressing the console button. We must do this first. And it has stopped in a very sensible location. It's done a good job. Which makes a nice change. Thank you, worker. You've done well. So far, it's used less than 300 litres of seed. And actually, because we'll know exactly how much seed we've used, I will be able to calculate how much the fertilising has cost for this field. Obviously the first 50% was free. It's a really nice bonus. But yeah, the 50% that we've paid for, we will get an exact figure when we're done. So that's going to be really interesting. I look forward to it. Oh, so close. We almost got that all in one go, but not quite. There we go. It's a shame it wasn't exactly 300 litres. That would have made the calculation even easier, but it will still be possible to do. So let's get the price for a bag of seed, £800, and that gives you 1,000 litres. So we are down to 1,293 litres. We had 1,600 litres to start off with. If it's £800 for 1,000 litres, so it's 80p per litre. We used 307 litres. 307 times 80p, £245.60. So the fertilising this field, if I've got my calculation correct there, was £245.60. So that compared to a bag of fertiliser, for example, £1,800 for 1,000 litres, and I think you would quite comfortably use most of that. Yeah, I think you'd use that. It'd probably take a full bag. So yeah, it's a fraction of the cost. Even if it didn't use a full bag, it's still way up there. It's still going to be, well, certainly over £1,000 worth, and we're only at 245. So for the sake of waiting 1 month for us to be able to drill it with the crop that we want, I think that is a good system. It's a system that I think I've been overlooking. I should have been doing this a long time ago. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Certainly on this map I'm going to be doing cover crops all the time. I would like to start doing it on Survivor Challenge. Of course it's a bit fast paced though, so because I've got to get the money in. Sometimes worth, if you are against the clock, it is obviously worth spending a bit more to get the fertiliser on. But as we're playing like this, where we're just casually and naturally progressing through the year, it makes perfect sense to do the cover crop. So we will get over to these two fields. We'll get the grass turned, we can row it up and bale it next time, and we can also get that field there cut. I'm going to keep hitting these. I have hit these on every version of this map, starting from FS15. I've always got stuck on them. It wouldn't be the same without them. I think we'll start with the closest field just because we're going to be in there first. And it doesn't look like a big teller, but again, it does get the job done fairly quickly. It's probably around the same width as the mower. Oh no, I didn't have much of a run up there. But we're fine. Yes, the only time I've ever got stuck in there actually was when we were pulling a heavy load. And I'm sure it will happen again. So we'll keep the tow bar close by, because we'll probably have to get another tractor to pull us through, because we're going to have probably 2 loads of bales, 2 tray loads of bales coming out of these fields. Mostly from this one. This yielded very well. But as you can see, we're turning that to hay. Lovely hay. And that will be rowed up and baled next time. And there's the canola field, which I always forget about. I mustn't forget to harvest it. That wouldn't be good. But it is looking really nice, and that will probably be ready to harvest in the next month or so. Yeah, this might be a little bit narrower than the mower actually. But it will get it done. Yeah, this tedder is definitely on the list of machines to replace. It is just a little bit too small for the land that we have. But I think I probably got it because it was cheap. Well, that will be why I got it, because we don't have much money. And we just need a way of tedding grass, basically. So a nice low-cost small machine. But now we have started to go for some... well, basically creating hay on more fields than just one. So we will need to have something a bit bigger. Not much bigger. Maybe just a couple of meters. That'll make all the difference. If we're doing like 2 meters more on every pass, that changes everything. But we're getting there. It will do for this year. We probably won't even need to make any more hay this year. There go all the deer back into the woods. It's been a good day for haymaking. Nice and sunny, and actually it's going to get sunnier. Currently we've got some cloud. It's going to go completely clear according to the forecast. So we'll just spin round and we'll head back up and then we're done. Oh look, the bunker has just finished fermenting. So that is now loads and loads of silage that we have. I think we really should be selling quite a lot of it. Because we have the wheel loader still, we don't need to get any conveyor belts or rent anything else. The wheel loader is rented, but yeah, it's like a long-term rental now. So we'll get this folded up and we'll get it taken back. We'll keep the gate open. There's no real need to close it because we're just going to be going straight through to that field from this field. And once this is all cleared, we will have to get the drill and drill that area. Mud. Lots of mud. Just to make everything filthy as we leave the field. Mind the poles. We made it. Okay, so we'll just pop this back into the shed. That hay bale can be consumed next time because we'll be emptying the mixer. It's currently full, but yeah, once that's been emptied, we can do that final mix before we have a new delivery of hay bales. There we go, and we can attach to the windrower because that will be the first thing that we do. We'll be windrowing the field. So, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.